Hello friends, welcome to VOW IAS. Welcome to the Prelims test series discussion of Vision IAS, and this is Prelims test 5. This is part 4, where we will discuss from question number 81 to question number 100. Let us quickly begin with this question number 81. The question number 81 is talking about Kalpasutra and Kalakacharya Katha. So the two popular Jain texts written and illustrated with paintings are these two. The Kalakacharya Katha tells us story of Jain saint Shwetambar school called the Kalak. The Kalakacharya Katha is an appendix to Kalpasutra, and this Kalpasutra talks about the three types of special beings of the Jain universe: the heroic Vasudeva, regal Chakravarti, and wise Tirthankaras. The Kalpasutras describe cosmogony of Jain world. So remember these Kalpasutras and the Kalakacharya. Kalpasutras are important. Both these are important Jain texts. So tomorrow in exam, if they give these words and if they ask you to identify to which area they belong, it will be easy for you if you can just remember Kalpasutra and Kalakacharya. So next 82nd question is on Mauryan Empire. So as you all know, the Mauryan Empire is a great empire in ancient India. It had very efficient and centralized administration. If you see the Mauryan Empire chief sources, the first one is the Chanakya's Ardhashastra, and the second one is the Indica book of Megasthenes. So he was the ambassador in the Mauryan court. And if you see the revenue, it is collected on land, irrigation, shops, customs, forest, mines, ferries and pasture. So that means they used to collect tax on all these activities so that the kingdom overall or the king will get some revenue and he can do all the welfare activities. There was license fees that was collected from the artisans and fines were charged in the code of law as well. The Mauryans attached great importance to assessment than to storage or depositing. And you have Samartha, who is the highest executive official in charge of the assessment, and Sannidhata, who is the chief custodian of state treasury and storehouse. So remember Samartha and Sannidhata, so they belong to the Mauryan Empire. Next, the 83rd question is on Zapti system. The Zapti system is a land measurement system. This was introduced by Akbar. So this was used from Lahore to Allahabad, including Malwa and Gujarat. It is based on Sher Shah's land revenue system with certain modifications. So what is the zone area in this? This is measured by means of bamboos attached with iron rings. It is associated with the Todarmal system. So thus it is called as Todarmal's Bandobast. Next, the Dahasla system. This Dahasla system is also instituted by Akbar. The average produce of different crops plus average price prevailing in the last 10 years was calculated, and 1/3 of the share of the average produce had to be given to the state. It was adopted in major provinces of the empire covering the Multan, Delhi, Allahabad, Awadh, Agra and Lahore. Dahasala is the development of Zapti system by Raja Todarmal. So this is about Dahasala and the other land measurement systems, the Todarmal Bandobast. 84th question is on Charvaka. So Charvaka is an ancient philosopher who gave his philosophy of materialism. He is the main exponent of materialistic philosophy. If you see all the other ancient philosophies, they deal with God and others, but it is Charvaka whom you can say is a pure rationalist, materialistic philosopher. So he had various ideas which are derived for common people, and he focused mostly on the enjoyment and the pleasures. Emphasized on the intimate contact with the world Loka, so that's why Lokayata word is used here. He showed lack of belief. He denied existence of any divine or supernatural agency and accepted the existence and reality of things which could be experienced by human senses. It implied a clear lack of faith in existence of Brahma and God. The Brahmanas manufactured rituals for acquiring gifts. To discredit him, his opponents highlighted some of his teachings. The person should enjoy himself. So that means he followed a hedonistic philosophy. That means he focused on maximizing pleasure. Hedonistic philosophy. Hedonism. Right. And also they denied the operation of divine and supernatural agencies and make man as the main center of activities. The schools of philosophy with emphasis on materialism developed in the period of expanding economic and society between 500 BC to 300 AD. This is about Charvaka. Next, 85th question is on Buddhism. Buddhism, if you see, one of the important things is that they neither accepted nor rejected God. In fact, Buddha neither accepted nor rejected God. He just maintained silence. So they did not recognize the existence of God in particular. They accepted the idea of transmigration of soul and they rejected the eternal Atma. This is the basic thing. For them, the soul is just like a flowing energy, and they believe in the theory of rebirth, and it is governed by cumulative result of karma in the particular life. So they believed in the karma siddhanta. Buddha emphasized individual agency and righteous action to escape this cycle of the rebirth, in fact. So what is the ultimate goal? The ultimate goal is to achieve the nirvana. So what is nirvana again? It means blowing out, dying out of extinction, and dying out or extinction of desire specifically, because the desire is the root cause of everything. The attachment, greed, hatred, etc. removing of all these things is nothing but achieving the nirvana. So then the person will reach the Siddhashila. That is about the Buddhism. Next, the 86th question is about the Jain temples. In Karnataka, you have the famous Jain temple at Shravanbelagola, which is the temple monolithic statue of Gomateshwara or Bahubali. It's an 18-meter temple, world's largest monolithic statue. It's a freestanding structure present there. It was commissioned by Chamundaraya, who is the general-in-chief and prime minister of Ganga kings of Mysore. And according to Jain texts, Gomateshwara was the second son of the first Tirthankara of Jains, that is Rishabhadeva or Adhinath. Rishabhnath or Adhinath. Yeah. And Jain temples at Mount Abu, constructed by Vimal Shah. Mount Abu is another important Jain temple. See, remember these things. Tomorrow, if even in your mains, if there is a question on Jainism, you have to mention these two temples at least. When you talk about the art and the architecture of Jainism, especially the Gomateshwara temple and Mount Abu Bilwara temple, these two at least you have to mention them. Okay. It has unique patterns on every ceiling and the graceful bracket figures with the domed ceilings. The great Jain pilgrimage site in Shatrunjay Hills near Palindana in Kathiawar district of Gujarat, its scores of temples clustered together. Next, 87th question is on the Vijayanagar Empire, the Vijayanagar Kingdom. So here the king was advised by council in this Vijayanagar Kingdom, and it consists of great nobles, and the kingdom is divided into Raja or Mandalam, and then it was divided into Nadu, means district, and Sthala, sub-district, and Grama, village. So even today in South India you will find these names. Okay, the Cholas village is a self-governing village. It was weakened under Vijayanagar rule because of the growth of hereditary Nayakships, and it tended to curb their freedom. The governors of the provinces were royal princes at first. Later, the persons belonging to the vassal ruling families and the nobles were appointed as governors. So, the self-governing system which was there, it was weakened under the Vijayanagar Empire because of the hereditary Nayakships. That means people got the land and other things hereditarily. So when this happens, the inefficiencies will increase at the lowest level. Next, 88th question is on ancient worshippers. So first one is Nayanar or Thevaram. South India was home to 63 ardent worshippers of Lord Shiva, and they are called Nayanars, and they existed during the 6th to 9th centuries. 6th to 9th century AD. Thevaram hymns were penned down by three of the most renowned Nayanars, Appar, Sambandar and Sundarar. Thevaram, if you see, it is the first of 7 volumes of 12-volume collection called Tirumurai, a Shaivite narrative of epic and Puranic heroes. These hymns were collected by Nambidiyar Nambi in 10th century during the reign of Raja I of the Chola dynasty. Thevaram, if you see, so Thevaram, Tirumurai and Periyar Puranam, they are the greatest Shaivite literature. Next, Alvars. Nayanars and Alvars, they are very famous. So the Alvars, if you see, they are completely immersed in the God's love. These 12 poet saints are all outstanding Vishnu followers. Nayanars are Shaiva followers, whereas Alvars are Vishnu followers. So that's why there are a lot of these kind of differences you will observe among the Shaivites and Vaishnavites. And these Alvars formed various communities as well. They visited temples all over India, writing 4,000 hymns in the honor of Lord Vishnu. Theologian Nandamuni gathered these as Nalariya Divya Prabandham, the divine collection of 4,000 hymns in the 10th century, and they set them to music for temple chanting. Next, the Veerashaivas. Veerashaiva's Vachanas. Basavanna, who is the minister in court of Chalukya king, led emergence of a new movement in Karnataka in the 12th century. Devotee of Veerashaiva, that means warriors of Shiva, the Lingayats, the wearers of Linga. Even today, the Lingayats are a very powerful community in Karnataka. They even influence the Karnataka politics at large. And they revere Shiva in the form of Linga. Men wear a tiny Linga in a silver casing on a loop. So the Veerashaiva tradition based on Vachanas, literary sayings written in Kannada by the members of the movement, including women who were collectively called as Vachankaras. So this is about Veerashaivites, Nayanars and Alvars. Next, 89th question is on Chaitya. So Chaitya and Vihara, these two names you have to remember, and they belong to Buddhism. So Chaityas, if you see, they are places of worship, but Viharas, if you see, they are places of residence for the rest for these Buddhist monks. So that is the basic difference between Chaitya and a Vihara. So Chaitya means the place where the Buddhist monks worship Lord Buddha. The front of Chaitya hall is dominated by motif of semicircular Chaitya arch with an open front that has wooden facade, and in some cases there is no dominating Chaitya arch window such as found at Kondavit. So this is the basic difference between Chaitya and a Vihara. Next, 90th question is on the folk songs. Hori, Kajri and Sohar. These are the folk music of UP. Hori, Kajri and Sohar. The Rasya Gita is a rich tradition flourished in Braj. Rasya derived from the word Rasa, which is that means it is filled with rasa or emotion. Alha of UP, if you see, the Ballad of Bundelkhand narrated heroic deeds of Alha and Uddal, the two brothers who served Raja Parmal of Majoba. The popular regional music of Bundelkhand was popular in the country, full of tales of feudal chivalry, appeal to common men. It highlights the morality, chivalry and nobility which is prevalent. Hori of UP, if you see, it is based on love pranks of Radha and Krishna, and this is associated with Holi. Hori associated with Holi. Sohar of UP is very popular in North India when a son is born in a family, and this also influenced the Muslims. Kajri is also in UP. Here the songs are sung by women from UP and adjacent regions during rainy season. On the third day in second half of Bhadra, women sing Kajri throughout midnight while dancing in semicircles. This is about Kajri, Hori and Sohar and Alha, right? Next, 91st question is on Sufi saints. So Sufi saints are very famous, and also this is a famous topic this is an important topic for UPSC as well. So there are a lot of times where UPSC specifically asked questions on Sufis. So that's why you have to know it well. The Sufis, if you see, these are the group of religious persons who turn to asceticism and mysticism in Islam to protect Caliphate's growing materialism as a religion and political entity. They were critical of caliphs and instructive ways of understanding Quran and Sunnah, which is the Prophet's tradition. They formed communities around a hospice or khanqa in Persia, overseen by the teaching masters known as Sheikh or Arabic, Pir or Murshid in Persia. They enrolled murids or the disciples and nominated successors, that is Khalifa. Within khanqa, they also created norms for spiritual conduct and interaction between inmates as well as laymen and masters. And many people even rejected this khanqa and they choose this mendicancy and celibacy. They practiced extreme asceticism. The Kaladars, the Madaris, the Malangs, Haidaris are some of the examples. They were Bisharis Sufis because their purposeful disobedience of Sharia as opposed to the Bashari Sufis who followed this Sharia. So this is the basic idea and concept of this Sufism. Next, 92nd question is on the Chalolithic age. So Chalolithic age is, if you see, it is the first time, it is during this age people started using copper. So how you will remember this? You have various ages, Mesolithic, Paleolithic and all. So in Chalolithic you have C and copper you have C. So copper was used for the first time during which age? Chalolithic. You will never forget it now. So thus it is also called the stone copper age, the Chalcolithic. But people here were not aware of art of writing. So no specimens or pictographic scripts have been found. The pictographic scripts belong to Indus Valley civilizations, which is later. The Chalcolithic people had better knowledge of agriculture compared to the Neolithic and cultivated barley, wheat and lentil in western India and rice in south and east. The cereal food is supplemented by the non-vegetarian food. So they even know how to do agriculture. So if you see in the Paleolithic age, people did not have this knowledge, but slowly in the Neolithic age, people started agriculture, but they did not have enough knowledge. But later on in the Chalcolithic age, yes, people got sufficient knowledge with regard to agriculture. Next, the 93rd question is on Satavahanas. Satavahanas, if you see, they ruled in southern India in the current state of Andhra Pradesh, and their important capital is Amaravati. Gautamiputra Satakarni is in the 1st century AD is the greatest Satavahana ruler, extended Satavahana dominion by defeating Nahapana, the Shaka ruler of western India. Simukha is the founder of this dynasty. His kingdom extended from Krishna in the south to Godavari in the north, from Krishna to Godavari, and their capital Pratisthana near Aurangabad in Maharashtra, and they succeeded by Ikshvakus. Satavahana society, if you see, it is a matriarchal society. Women were valued and respected, and the Satavahanas have been a Deccan tribe, but so Brahmanized later. The famous king Gautamiputra Satakarni. So Gautamiputra means he is son of Gautami, and described himself as Brahmana, and claimed to have established Varna system which fell into disorder. The indigenous tribal people, they actuated by Buddhist monks, induced by land grant to settle in the western Deccan. Satavahana kings were the first to make tax-free land grants to the Buddhists and the Brahmanas. That is their key thing or achievement which we have to remember. Next, 94th question is on Sangam text. Sangam text, if you see, they are the prescribed code of conduct not only for the king and his court, but even for the social groups and occupations. They are very important texts in the Tamil Nadu region. These texts refer to grant of villages and also to descent of king from solar and lunar dynasties. Besides Sangam text, Tolakappiyam deals with grammar and poetics. Tirukural, which is an important Tamil text, deals with the philosophy. And you have twin Tamil epics, Silappadikaram and Manimekalai. So they both deal with the love story where a dysentery Kovalam prefers courtesan called Madhavi or Kavaripattanam to his wedded wife Kannagi from a noble family. The other seems to be Jaina and tries to locate scenes of story in the kingdoms of Tamil. Next, Manimekalai, if you see, it is written by the grain merchant of Madurai. It deals with adventures of the daughter of Kovalan and Madhavi. Okay, so Silappadikaram and Manimekalai. The Silappadikaram is written by Ilango Adigal, and Manimekalai is written by Chitanar. Yeah. So this is about Sangam text. Next, the 95th question is on the image of Buddha from Sarnath. This image of Buddha from Sarnath is made in the Chunar sandstone, and Buddha is shown seated on the throne in Padmasana. It represents the Dharma Chakra Parivartana, that means the enlightenment of Lord Buddha. The panel below the throne depicts a chakra, a wheel in the center, and a deer on either side with his disciples. Thus, it is the representation of the historical event of Dharma Chakra Parivartana, or the preaching of the Dharma. Sorry, I think I just told you Dharma Chakra Parivartana means the enlightenment, but no. Dharma Chakra Parivartana means the first sermon of Buddha. Right? So the folded legs are expanded to create visual balance in the picture. The face is round, eyes are half closed, and lower lip is protruding, and the roundness of cheeks is less as compared to the image from the Kushan period at Mathura. The hands in the Dharma Chakra Parivartana are in the mudra just below the chest, and the neck is elongated with two incised lines of the folds. Central part is hollow and plain without any decoration, and this makes hollow visually impressive. Next, 96th question is on different types of string puppetry. Kathputli is an important puppetry in Rajasthan. So here the pieces are carved from single piece of wood. They are colorfully dressed, accompanied by highly dramatized version of regional music. Oval faces, large eyes, eyebrows, etc. are there. Next, Kundehi in Odisha. So this here the toys are made up of light wood. They have no legs. They wear long flowing skirts and having more joints and are versatile and easy to manipulate. The puppeteers hold a wooden prop which is triangular in shape, to which the strings are attached for manipulation. The costumes resembles the Jatra tradition here. Next, the Gombayetta. This is in Karnataka. So here they are styled and dressed and designed like characters of Yakshagana, which is a traditional theatre. And everything is very stylized over here. The episodes are based on the prasangas of Yakshagana plays, while Togula Gobayetta is a shadow puppetry. Togula Gobayetta. Next, Bommalatam in Tamil Nadu. It combines techniques of both rod and string puppets, and they are made up of wood and strings for manipulation, and they are tied to iron ring. And in the Bommalatam, the puppets are largest, most articulate of all traditions among the Indian ones. The puppet may be as large as 4.5 feet in height, weighing about 10 kg. So that means here the puppets are very huge. Next, the Ravanacharya in Odisha is type of shadow puppetry. Okay, so these are the various things. Next, 97th question is on Wakshir. So 97th question on Wakshir. Wakshir is the 6th submarine of Project P75. Under this Project P75, the diesel attack submarines are built by India with the help of France. Right. So the INS Khanderi, Karanj, Vela have been commissioned already. Sea trials on Wakshir is under process, and the Wakshir, its production was delayed due to pandemic. Wakshir is named after sandfish, the deep sea predator of Indian Ocean. First submarine Wakshir from Russia was commissioned in 1974 and it was decommissioned in 1997. The diesel attack submarine performed sea denial and access to the denial warfare and all these things. The intelligence gathering, anti-submarine warfare, mine laying, area surveillance, all these things are done. This is about Wakshir. Next, 98th question is on the land revenue. Akbar, the third Mughal emperor, he founded land revenue system where there is continuity of cultivation and was considered to fixed revenue. The continuity of this cultivation is very important. Polage is the best land, the ideal and best type of land throughout the empire, cultivated and never allowed to lie fallow. Banjar is the worst kind of land, where the land is left uncultivated for about 2 to 3 years. Next is the Chachar, where the land allowed to lie fallow for 2 to 3 years and then resumed under cultivation. Parati is the land kept out of cultivation temporarily to recoup its lost fertility. So these are the various types of land: Polage, Banjar, Chachar and Parati. Politics after Harshvardhana. So this was the question basically. Here it first saw the growth of 3 important political powers: the Gujara Prithihara in north, Pala in the east and Rashtrakuta in the south. And in the second phase, these powers broke up, resulted in rise of many smaller kingdoms in the country. They were fighting to control Kannauj of the Gangetic region. A struggle among the 3 is tripartite struggle in Indian history. The control of Kannauj implied control of the upper Gangetic valley and its rich resources. All the wars, if you see, they are for resources itself in ancient India, for power and resources. Prithiharas, they had their first capital at Binmal and had gained prominence under the Nagabhatta I, who offered stout resistance to the Arab rulers of the Sindh, who tried to encroach on Rajasthan, Gujarat, Punjab, etc. The real founder of Prithihara Empire and the greatest ruler of the dynasty was Bhoja. He rebuilt the entire empire. By 836, he recovered Kannauj, which is the capital of the Prithihara Empire, for over a century. Next, in south, Danti Durga was the founder of Rashtrakuta dynasty in the 8th century AD. The capital of Rashtrakuta was Mayankheta and Malkhed near Sholapur. Under King Dhruva, the Rashtrakutas turned towards North India to control Kannauj, then imperial city. Soon Rashtrakuta King Dhruva from South India jumped into fight and began the tripartite struggle. The Pala Empire is founded by Gopala. He is the famous one, and this was founded in 750 AD. He was the elected king by noblemen of the area to end the anarchy. Gopala was succeeded in 770 AD by his son Dharmapala, who ruled till 810 AD. He saw the tripartite struggle between the Palas, Pritiharas and the Rashtrakutas for the control of Kannauj in North India. So this is about Kannauj and the tripartite struggle. Next, the 100th question, the last question, talks about the State Energy and Climate Index. The State Energy and Climate Index is released by Niti Aayog. Remember this? State Energy and Climate Index. The state which topped is Goa and Gujarat. In the first round, Goa topped in the smaller states category. Among the larger states, Gujarat came first, Kerala 2 and Punjab at 3. In the first round, the index ranked the states in 6 parameters based on 2019-20 data, where Goa scored 51.4. After Goa, Tripura is the top performer, followed by Manipur. In the UTs, Chandigarh is topped, followed by Delhi and Daman and Diu, Dadar Nagar Haveli. They had the best scores in that order, right? So these are the questions for the day, right? So hope you all are doing a lot of hard work, and this is our contribution to add value to your preparation. So do check these initiatives in our Telegram channel. If you have any query, do get back to us. We will definitely be ready to help you. Do like the video, share the video with your friends, and do let us know your thoughts in the comments. So that's it, guys. I'll meet you again tomorrow with the next set of questions from test 6. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.